Hello and welcome to the second episode of This Game Where's Building Chester Zoo series, taking place in Planet Zoo. This is Ashley, for anyone that watched the first video where I introduced you to the zoo, showed you the entrance way that I made and the elephants. Hello, welcome back. Anyone that hasn't been and watched that video, feel free to do so, but welcome to you too. We are working on today the warthogs. I'm just starting off with terrain, so I'm changing the terrain in this area, which I've actually mapped out. I don't know if I didn't show you, did I? I've mapped out to the right hand side. This is our entrance way to Chester Zoo, which I have shown you in the previous video, as I said before, and then I've mapped out to the right all of the enclosures. So these are black rhino enclosures and warthogs over here, and this here is the cafe. If you've ever been to the zoo, then that's the cafe at the entrance. And yeah, we're gonna start working on the warthog enclosure. I did all this off camera because it was a bit long-winded to get everything laid out and to get things measured up and the angles relatively correct. So I hope you don't mind about that. I've got a couple of images for reference to help me along. I'm looking at it now. It's quite an interesting enclosure. This building here is actually, it looks like some kind of old farm building, a lot older than probably the zoo, maybe even. It is the way it looks. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to replicate that, but I will do my best. And from where I am, the ground is quite sort of, from where I'm looking at it, the ground slopes up quite a lot. So from the front here, which is where you would look at the warthogs, it sort of looks like there's quite a heap sort of here. Oh, and there you go. There's the first lesson. So don't ever paint your terrain before you mould it. I should have thought of that. I think that's looking quite good. Let's just finesse it a little bit with a smaller brush. I think that's too small a brush. Turn that down slightly. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's just look at it from over here again. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe a little bit of smoothing needed at some point. I'll tell you what, we'll see if we can do that now. Not what I wanted at all. Make this smaller again. So there we go. I think that looks okay to me. We will now repaint the soil. I'm doing it all in heavy soil for now. Because it looks quite muddy. The one thing that it does have in the actual zoo, in the enclosure there, that this one doesn't seem to have, is bark chippings, which it would be quite nice. It's sort of got a layer of bark chippings all across the top. So there's the mud and then there's bark chippings up on top. But I'm not going to be able to do that. So yeah, I think we've got a mound it looks alright to me. And at the front here then, they've got water, like a boggy area. It's not terribly deep or wide, so we'll see what water we could get in there anyway. Yeah, nothing. So we'll have to take the water, make a little bit of a moat sort of space. Wrong one. Wrong one again. Haha. So let's take this, make it smaller. What have we got there? Too much intensity. Turn that down. Bring that back up. So let's have a look at that again. You see now, let's have a look, see if we can get some water in there. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. How far does it run? Yeah, I think we'll take it a little bit further out this way. So terrain again. We just run it a little bit out this way. And then maybe even take it back a bit further this way. I don't know if we can do that with the watering, can we? Take the water out. Oh, sorry. There we go. Trying to get it so that it's shallow. A bit boggy. Let's stick with that for now, I think, and then we'll place some reeds and see how it looks. No, I'll tell you what, no we won't, because I think it needs to go back further still. So I want it to sort of arc out a little bit here, so sort of round there. So let's see what we can do about that. Make it a bit smaller. Not what I want. There we go. In fact, maybe if we... Which one is it? That one. I think that's working a bit better, isn't it? Although we're getting this sheer rock face. So let's see what that's done. Oh, a lot of messing around with water, in and out, isn't it? Is that going down? No. Oh, well, it's tell. Oh, that's looking a bit better. Yeah. Okay, now we're there. Now we're there. So I might need to finesse this a little bit more. So let's take it back down. do it in a softer manner. Bit more intensity, I think. Okay, I think that's better. Oh yeah. The only problem being we've got this water edge and it looks rocky. Not at all how I want it to look. So let's see what we can do with planting. See if we can get the reeds in and cover that up a little bit. So if you look at the enclosure when you're actually at the zoo, or as I am in Google Earth, they don't stand too high, these reeds. So we're going to sink them into the ground. They're also quite diffuse, not really packed tight like that, so maybe we want more sort of I mean, the bulrushes don't look right, but they're a bit less packed in, aren't they? We'll try them, we'll keep them. Smaller bunch of bulrushes. How about that? See what that looks like. Yeah, I think those ones will stick mainly with those ones. So we're going to want quite a few of these at different heights. Slightly larger groups in as well. No, not what I wanted. Slightly. Where could they? Why do they? I mean, they only make sense that way, don't they? Alright, if we grab some. Those ones. What we can do with those. So when you look at the zoo, it's quite packed in. I don't think that we need to go for quite as packed as they are, but we do want quite a few to sort of give it a watery, sort of boggy feel to it. But also, I mean, there is like this strawy coloured plant. Doesn't look, oh, not plants that. I don't know whether it's common reeds, but And you look at those and they're just so dense. It doesn't matter which ones you go for. And just so dense. So let's have a little look through the plants, see what there is. We want something grassy, yeah, elephant grass might be an option. Sink it down a little bit. Oh. You see, that's just jumped up. Why does it keep jumping up like that? Not cool. It should stay. Stay. I think I know why it's doing it, but it's ridiculous. Sort of looking at it from here as if I were a patron of the zoo. It doesn't look terrible, that. It doesn't look brilliant. Might have to come back to that at some point. Just have another quick look, see if there's any suitable plants. Goldenrod. No, too yellow. Should have seen that coming. Nope. We'll come back to the planting later, I think. Because it'll do for now. I think they still need to be a little bit lower down. So I should take all of those and drop them. In fact, let's take all of those and repeat them again. And drop them. Just for some level of density. That one needs dropping. That one's okay. okay, I think, at the back there. These ones at the front, not too big. Yeah, I think that's getting there. This grass is still too tall. Let's move it completely. Pop in there. Has this just popped up again? Just forgotten to do it. You see, that hasn't... Oh. Maybe there were two there. Right. Now I'm leaving it. Yeah, I think it's not terrible, but it's not brilliant. So it'll need a bit of finessing, and because I've messed around with the terrain again, I'm going to have to paint it all with the mud again. Get all of the green out of the way. I'm sure when I come back to doing this with animals in it, I will have to finesse that as well, because they'll almost certainly have some level of requirement that isn't met just by having a muddy area. Now there is a little bit of like a sandy area over in this corner, so that's for that. And then probably looking to get trees and foliage. So strangely, the trees in this are sort of they've got a few that are sort of decrepit, and one of them even looks like it's not even stood. Like it might just be the branches. And I know that we've got some of those in here. I don't know whether they are called dead trees. Nope. So I'm just going to have to scroll through quickly and see if I can find those. Yeah, you see things like that, but in the enclosure they're a bit more. I mean, maybe that one. So it's sort of probably round here. If I drop it there, then advance move. Sort of is sticking up that like bit like that, and then it's got a branch coming down here. See, now that's making me think that my hill is still too high. So again, I'll have to go into that and readjust. So they're broken. So let's just. I'm sure that's probably all of them on my screen right now, but if we have a little look at what options we have. No. So I'd quite like that one, but I'd need it laid down. It wouldn't look, again, it wouldn't look exactly as the zoo does, but this whole project is going to be a bit of a, as I've said before, a bit of a, like an art of compromise exercise, wherein, you see, that's not going to look right. That's not going to look the way I want it to. I'm not sure I'm going to get what I want, unfortunately. No. What? No. Hey, so we want trees anyway. They don't really have, other than this sort of wetland area and boggy area at the front, they don't really have anything else. I think that looks kind of good. If we can get it to sit behind that fence. Sort of there, spin it round. And then we can dump it down a little bit further. Not what I asked. If I height adjust, drop, and then I can do the finessing in this, can't I? Maybe a bit closer to the fence. So what I just noticed is that before I started, I changed to a chain link fence because that's what we've got in the actual zoo. It has a sort of wooden fencing along the front of it as well, but I had been, because you can get the curves with the walls. I've done all this with brick wall, and then readjusted underneath, and it readjusted the floor underneath, and that has resulted in a slightly dodgy looking edge, which I'm going to have to go in and sort, but that is something for off camera, I think. So over in this corner we've got, as I said, we've got like these, what looks like some kind of fallen tree or big group of branches, which I don't think we have any options like that in this, do we? Like broken off branches or logs. I mean, I know we've got logs that we can use to stand, but nothing sort of natural looking that you can just lie on the ground. To be fair, it's the first time I've needed them or wanted them. So the other option is to try and decide whether I can knock that together maybe with tree roots or something like that. So they're too straight. Too straight as well. I want spindly, thinnish roots that will also stick out quite far. Maybe the oak tree will have something to start off with at the very least. Yeah, you see, far too big, aren't they? Zelda. Turn upside down. Has it even got any roots? What? Well, that's not how the elder trees around near here look. It's the Himalayan birch that's just used, isn't it? No. That almost looks like a bush. That's kind of getting to where I want it, but yeah, I'm not going to be able to build it up enough, I don't think. So maybe not. So again, compromise we're looking at, aren't we? Instead, maybe, I mean, we can pop a white birch tree over here anyway, because there's these two nice... if the camera will not keep messing me around. There are two nice trees sort of over here, leaning away from one another. So if I pop a birch tree in birch. Maybe here. And lean them away from each other a little bit. Just enough that it doesn't look too silly. Or silly at all. Don't want it to look at all silly. No silliness. Warthogs. Serious business. Yeah, it's a shame. I don't know if there is a winter setting in this, is there, where the trees lose their foliage or anything. That would probably be too much to ask. I'm wondering about over here, instead of having the downed trees, maybe putting in some kind of foliage covering sort of thing, like a large bushy area. It's just what I'd like in there is the thing. See, that kind of might work. A few blackthorns. As the basis, maybe a black. Too big, that. No, oh, they get bigger as they go down. No, that's not going to work. Brambly undergrowth. I think that might work as a compromise. We could even maybe try and tuck a broken blossom, cherry blossom tree, that is. Broken cherry blossom tree. Tuck that back in a little bit. That, but I quite like the placement of that, so maybe this one in instead. This is the problem, because I was looking at that from one angle while I was placing, and I thought it looked quite good that way. But then you look at it from the back, and it's not so much. But then I've tried to shift it for the back, to the view from the back, which no one's actually going to have, that's the thing. Like a visitor to this park, a visitor to this zoo would not see any of this. And I'm conscious that this isn't entertainment, is it? This isn't interesting, me scrolling through and having a little look at different types of tree. So let's just see what a visitor would see. So from there it looks not too bad. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. And then there's those two leaning birches in the background, isn't there? Over there. So, again, their enclosure generally seems to be fallen trees. That seems to be what they like. But in terms of enrichment, what I can see is a like a plastic tube, like a tunnel. Not a 5. I don't know what that is. Which we don't have one of. So what's something close to it? Or closest? Well, I'll tell you what they do like, or what you'd expect them to like. Warthog, what am I talking about? There we go, there it is. So they will almost certainly want one of these, won't they? The question is where? Where will they want it? I think probably in this corner over here would be a good place. So, oh, there's a little bush over here as well. Let's pop that in now. Don't want another bramble. What does a creosote bush look like? Too big. Yeah, I think that. Like that. And then possibly a little bit of foliage over here. So we'll have the bigger creosote bush over here. Diamond leaf willow. No, not what I wanted to do. Yeah. Oh, and there's a tree, one more tree. I might make it this broken birch, as though they've been. I mean, they can't climb, can they? But if we pop the broken birch in there, and then there's a few little rocky bits around the bottom, which I'm not sure we're going to be able to get small enough. I mean, not if we put them in like that, no, not at all. Not even that colour, is it? What am I doing? All like that. So one, maybe if we can find one small enough. They don't really do stones, they do monoliths. Maybe if we spin that round. And then dump it down into the ground. Yeah, that's probably our best bet. That's not what I wanted. Take that then as a group. What does that mean? Not connected to habitat terrain. I've never seen that before. Move those again. Yeah, I quite like that. So it's kind of in a sparse area is what I'm going for. I can't get the bark to be the ground layer. I think I'll probably have to drop this down, but we're getting a bit long in the tooth with this video, so I'm going to call it a day there. If you haven't yet watched our first video, I'm going to pop it in the end screen, so it's coming up now. If you click it and give that a watch, that would be great. Next episode we'll probably get the warthogs in and then make some finesse, maybe also work on this building over here, which is their enclosed space. Also, if you don't know, we are also a podcast. That's how we started off. Me and my friend Chris do a podcast together. You can find that at thisgameware.podbean.com. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/thisgameware and Twitter, twitter.com/thisgameware. Come and have a chat with us. If you've got anything to say about the zoo, then I'd love to hear it. We've had a few people already make comments. I will also be putting things that I'm able to put up. I'll be putting them onto the workshop. So yeah, have a look there. Subscribe to This Gameware and to whichever items that you want off there. Currently it's the entranceway to Chester Zoo that's up there. So yeah, thank you ever so much for sticking with us this far. I will hopefully see you again in the next video. Bye.